morning, everybody. Welcome to another Saturday morning live. It
No,
is
no,
very
no, 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 no. You have to do it right. You have to do your shtick.
okay. Sorry, I just woke up. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Saturday morning live
I love that.
with me, Porcelain Piggy, and
Mighty Back Stories over here. If you guys remember, like back on Instagram, I used to do the hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Saturday Toycast. My name is Max. But that intro's done. Over. Now is the Saturday
wow.
morning.
We'll take turns. We'll take turns.
No, I like yours. It's like a nice signature.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And thanks for everybody that's waiting, that was waiting here on us. It is a very rainy and overcast day, as you can see. We're like both hidden in a cave. No, the power did not go out in our homes. Hopefully, that's a knock on wood. Um, but it is a stormy Saturday morning here in LA.
And believe it or not, like every day, my entire scene is lit up just by daylight because I have natural light, and it's nothing's better than natural light. But apparently today, I should have had my lights going on. But you know what? Let's go with the vibe. Saturday morning, it's raining. You just wake up. You don't even feel like getting out of your pajamas. Grab a bowl of cereal, sit down on the floor in front of your TV, start eating. Instead of just dreaming every time a commercial comes on about a new toy, a new video game, of what you're going to get sometime in the future. That's where we are right now. Mentally, spiritually, physically.
Or like in your blankies, like wrapped around your blankie, sitting on the ground eating cereal. That's the best.
Back in the day, there was nothing better than when we used to do it every Saturday morning. Breakfast. Remember the big pancakes you used to make? Yeah. Oh my God, it was awesome.
Kids WB, please WB, not WB. Cartoons. I wake up super early to watch Shaggy and Scooby Doo Get a Clue.
Yeah.
And then I love the fact that we could just cook and do whatever, kind of like clean the room in between the cartoons that were kind of crappy.
Yeah, also cleaning the room after food got on the carpet. Because it happened every now and then, especially me. Oh my God, I'm so clumsy, guys.
But for me, liquids. That carpet was just filled like milk.
And I'm glad they removed it. I'm glad they removed it. I just say that. So, just a question for you guys in the chat: what was your favorite Saturday morning cartoon to watch? And this could be like even right now, if you want.
Yeah.
You know, but we have a great show for you today. We don't have a special guest, maybe, but we are talking a lot about Beast Madness, Toys in the Universe, Torrents, because Toy Mania is happening today.
We're also talking about nothing will stop him.
Nothing. And you know what? We'll talk about it in just a bit. Okay, we'll get there. And then we also have Toy Depot, and we also have WonderCon to talk about, which is amazing. But before that, let me just remind everybody watching to please like, comment, and subscribe. Because you know what? We got to start by saying thank you, right?
I believe we do have one in one of our slides.
So let me go ahead. Yeah, no, I saw it, and I thought it was very fitting. So I'm sharing the screen. Again, Toy Tangents March Edition. Let's start by saying thank you to all of our viewers. Because you know what? These numbers are wild, but Porcelain Piggy, you are in charge of the numbers. What does this mean?
So we had the 545 people pass through our channel this last week. That means that they tuned in, they watched something, whether it was a short, whether it was our live, whether it was one of the videos in the channel. They tuned in and stuck around. We also, one of the new slides that I have not updated was that we did get 10 new subscribers since last week. So thank you to all of those subscribe. And if I do, and if I'm able to pull up the information, maybe we'll give you guys a shout out next weekend as well, or on my posts on Instagram, on our Toy Tangent Instagram for sure.
That's awesome. You know, little by little, it is growing, and I love seeing it. And I hope that you guys are enjoying the product, because I feel like we're improving. But then again, I say it as we don't have lights.
And I like stumbled on the intro and kind of got tongue twisted there for a sec.
No, and it's not tongue twisted. It's that I wanted the authenticity of the Saturday morning live so that we can suck you right in.
You know, it's our signature.
Capture your attention. But anyways, a big part of that also comes from the amazing guest we had last week,
Oh my gosh,
which
yeah.
guys, we had an entire PowerPoint prepared because we did not expect to just chat it all up. And I'm glad that we just threw away our plans and just talked beast madness with the man himself, Killer.
Yeah. Heart.
So, Marshall Piggy, how's it been since then?
It, oh my gosh. I didn't think that the rounds would move as fast as they did because I did want us to have him prior to going to the like Elite Eight. But that's
Mhm.
happening. You know, that's going to be happening soon. I believe it's in 7 hours that they're going to drop. But it's been, child, please don't bark. Um, but it's been a pretty exciting week seeing all these
Yeah.
beasts battle it out. And I do have a few of the highlights over here, some of the outcomes of the fights, and some of them I did not expect for them to go the way they did.
Yeah, let me tell you that I was really high up. Well, hey, what's up, Bambi Raptor? Um, so I was really kind of like there in the leaderboard at the beginning, and now not so much. You know, a lot of my picks, like the entire left side of the bracket, is gone. Like I have no picks whatsoever, and we'll talk about those too. But I'm still kind of in the running for some points, although I know for a fact that I cannot win it all anymore because I had triple threat snake going all the way to the final. You know,
I
like
don't know where all the Cobra, I don't know where all the Cobra supporters came from
yeah.
because Snake was doing so great last year that I am really shocked that he was able to be taken down so quickly by Cobra.
And by the way, we'll go ahead and kind of give you a little bit of a spoiler. We are working on getting Killer Carp back because, as you guys know, we mentioned that we would love to talk to him closer to the final, right? And we are getting there, so expect another visit from Killer Carp himself so that he can talk to us about all the development that have been happening since we first spoke to him. Okay.
Because it's been a lot. We've honestly been DMing back and forth every time we see something that's like, like, you know, nail biting. There's nail biting battles. I know Pee Wee's been working really hard to support Sloth there. And also members of the Knot have been supporting Sloth in the shadows.
But I
I'm
feel like
trying hard not to campaign, but it's really hard not to kind of just nudge people in the right direction of the right beast.
but you know what, guys? In terms of Toad, there's I feel more Toad supporters that didn't show up to school that day than did. And we'll go ahead
Okay,
and talk about it right now because these are the results that we got over the week. First and foremost, Buffalo triumph over Crow by a very narrow margin.
and these are the results that were left out last weekend on. This have changed because some of these beasts are completely gone at this
One, yeah,
point as well.
absolutely.
So these are some of the older results, and we just wanted to bring them up to kind of talk about it.
Exactly. We see
And then
that.
Crystal also helped a Sloth big time.
And you know what? Let me just declare right here, right now, that I am campaigning hard for Sloth now. Like I am campaigning, and I am campaigning for Sloth because Porcelain Piggy and I came up with a reason of why Sloth wins, but why he also loses, and we'll talk about it a bit. In
Because
just a
it's so
bit.
good, and I really hope your imagination's up for it with ours.
I know, like we've let our imagination run wild. Now, Bat, okay, Bat winning is again expected, and this was a cool battle between they're not really blind, but like the blind type of animals, you know, which is great. Cobra, Cobra venom apparently is mightier than the tusks of the walrus, and octopus just strangled its way to victory over the returning elephant, which was amazing to see.
And that really is what threw me out of the bracket because I had Elephant going pretty far. I
Okay.
really did not expect for him to go out so quickly.
So the standouts from here are not surprising: Bat,
Yeah.
Cobra, and Octopus. But on the other side of the bracket, we also had Snake with this powerful win, which like, oh my god, yes, Snake has momentum. And then you had Sloth, right? Which, if you look at it, right, Sloth actually received fewer votes, right, than Snake. So there is support for Sloth, but it paled in comparison, right, to some of the other support, like for instance, Rabbit 171, right? And the surprise, I think it was Gator who won over Gorilla, and I did not have Gator winning.
I really think this got a little bit, not a rab, real animal bias. Was a term that was introduced by Killer Carp last week. But I think this was more of like a fantasy creature bias because he did mention them as Godzilla versus King Kong.
Hmm.
And we know that, Godzilla has a beam while King Kong is just monkey. So I think that that is one of the things that people might have taken into consideration with this.
Mhm. And you know what? Rabbit beating Moose, definitely like it's a favorite. The Sloth, again, will share why we think that Sloth should win it
Because
all this year.
its fight
It's,
for this week was so tight.
it's
And it
so
was,
good. It's so good. But let's get back from the past and move a little bit forward here. Here we have Toad.
this is still the past. This is still the past.
Yep, yep, yep. So we're just kind of recapping the journey, right? So Toad
Yes.
right here beat a hippo, and again, completely breaking what Killer Carp was expecting. He thought Hippo was actually going to win, if I
He was
remember.
rooting for Hippo. He was rooting for Hippo, but I'm so glad that, the non-members, with the rain and the cold weather, they kind of were able to get out of like the mud, emerge from the dirt and vote. Thank you.
And
Thank you, Tony.
and I don't know, for me, while this battle, the feline frenzy that was Jaguar versus Cat, it was fun to watch. I felt it was a little bit underwhelming, right? Jaguar winning, it's like, all right, cool. And then we have Iki the Iguana winning, and I really feel like if there's a challenger for Sloth
I know.
this year, is Iki.
Yes. Yes. And we'll see. We did have a preview of the Elite Eight coming up,
Yes.
and I'm done. I don't know where the odds are going to be with this one.
I am a huge, huge fan of like big monster spiders like Sheloth from Lord of the Rings. So like a spider beast winning against the polar bear to me was amazing. So I loved how the spider was keeping me in the bracket because I had the spider going pretty far too. Okay. Shark destroyed, just literally ate, digested, and pooped out cuttlefish. Okay.
As you deserve to be.
Crab chopped that deer into half, right? That deer is now stewed.
But I
Pig,
really like how wait. I really like how that battle happened because these are the two color variants that he introduced into the bracket. I was like, that was really cool that both variants. Billy caught my comment. Yes, yes, little jab right there, little jab. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Friendships are sometimes never built or they're broken here in Battle Beasts. um, but yes, I really did like how those special color critters beasts ended up fighting each other.
yeah.
And yeah, Crab reigns supreme.
And I kind of liked it. I love that crab was winning. I actually had crab losing to deer because I think deer looks cool. But later on, I have to say I find myself kind of going against my own bracket, and I'm not sure if this happens to any one of you guys, but in order to keep on winning in the leaderboard, right? I know I have to vote for deer. But when I saw this battle, I voted for crab because I wanted crab to win. And I'm like, why did I not choose crab? Clearly, I like it more. Like, why did I go with deer in the first place? I'm not even sure. Now,
Okay, that happened to me the first round of voting. I was like, oh, I know which ones I'm gonna vote for, but in some that I don't really quite have a preferred beast, I'll be like, oh, this one, this one, this one. I was like, oh wait, I'm not helping my odds. What am I doing?
no, for me, it's opposite. I decided screw my odds. I'll go with the one I like, and I actually went against and I hurted my odds of winning. Hurt my odds of winning. Now, pig. I don't understand what the infatuation people have with pig. Pig sucks. Pig's
Okay,
terrible.
we haven't seen Pig come to battle in a few years,
Hmm.
and it was nice to see him coming back and having some support. It was a pretty good fight against
Yeah,
Fox. Fox scurried his way into the farm and began to attack Pig, but Pig stood his ground because it's in its domain.
yeah.
So he
No,
was
I have, and the thing is that this is not a board. This is just a regular pig, which means that like it's insane. That battle to me, imagination wise, that's probably one that's the most exciting. You know.
and it was very, very close.
Hmm.
Like Pig got a couple nips in its booty, in its tail, in its ears from Fox.
Yeah,
And Fox
absolutely.
got big bites from Pig because pigs bite pretty hard.
True, absolutely they do. They do bat pretty hard. It's just they're underrated. Savagery for sure.
Yeah,
Now,
no, they're crazy.
Carp when I went and won, ran through with this round the most votes, 204. But then again, by comparison, very few people were voting for giraffe. You know,
Okay, and I do have a complaint about Giraffe's weapon. Why is he the only one that just has random stick? Like I feel like the odds were really against him with that.
because he can reach. Okay, he can reach them. We're like, oh, there you go. Who
He's
knows?
like,
Maybe he's like,
he's like, he can't really bend down to craft a good weapon for himself. He just reached to the highest trees and got the pointiest branch he could find. And he's like, I'm taking this into the tournament.
fine. I mean, some people have branches and it's cool, but okay, I see you. But now here we go. These are the ones that we've been voting for this week, correct?
We fast forward into the future, yes, these are the latest results we received.
So let's talk about why I'm campaigning for Sloth now, and why I went against my better judgment saying that Rabbit was going to win. And that's
Ooh.
because we mentioned it's like, okay, so why is it that a sloth physically, right? If it moves so slow, like, why can it
Mhm.
win? Why? And then we said maybe it's because sloth is actually incredibly strong, like One Punch Man. Like it just beats you with one touch. But the thing is that because sloth is so slow, he has a hard time hitting anything. And Rabbit is so fast, he
He
would
keeps
never
dodging
get
his attacks.
yeah, he would
Yes.
never get touched, right?
And then Rabbit it has even in the polls, like in the polls, that's where we saw it. Like Rabbit will leap ahead because he's able to land more hits
Yeah.
faster than Sloth. So we'll see him just like kind of leave him in the dust. But then all of a sudden, Sloth will come with just like one hard punch that once he lands it, he's able to even pass him.
Yeah, just charging that punch. And as soon as it hits, it just destroys him like this. So that's pretty much what happened in my mind. And
Yes.
that's why I feel like Sloth is pretty cool. So if that narrative continues, I can see myself voting for Sloth throughout the whole thing. That and I want to make sure
That's
that
a wrap.
passes.
That's wrap, but on the
That's
but
not
it's
Rab. That's not Rab because I'm saying that Sloth is incredibly strong, which
okay,
is
okay.
not the
But I do
case.
I do have a question, Pee Wee. Like it is don't they keep a little bit of their animal um features like slowness, or
Or
is in your mind Sloth very, very fast? Do tell, I want to know what
because
Sloth is like in your match.
in my opinion, like for instance, Cobra will retain its ability to secrete venom, right, from
Mhm.
its fangs. Absolutely, I feel like Frog will retain its agility,
One
right?
third. One third slowness.
But I feel like Sloth is slow, but what makes him like cool is that he's super strong, you know. But again, this is just my own imagination. Now, the one question I want to ask you guys is: do you guys imagine all battle beasts to be the same size, like the size that you see them here?
Okay, let's see. We have a comment from Krista. She says, I imagine they to be anything I want them to be. I never factor in Rab.
See, like it's not like it's to me it makes them more charming. Like I actually imagine Toad being like one of the smallest
No,
battle beasts.
I put them all in the same size. They're just like to
Yeah,
me they're the same scale. Like obviously like elephant's bigger just because the
see,
shape of
see, see.
because the scale that they gave him as a beast, is a little bit larger. Same for giraffe. I only go by the scale that the beasts have to each other, and to me, that's the scale that they live in.
But if you look at right here, like frog is clearly the smaller. It's like shorter. It's shorter than
He's just a
everybody
little
else.
shorter. Yeah, he's a little shorter, but he's not like pocket size,
No, no, no. I don't imagine pocket size. It's just being like short. Like for instance, like Nightcrawler to a beast, right? Or Nightcrawler to Sabretooth, right? Like
And this is
I
like
imagine
not real animals. It's like X-Men
it's
references.
like this,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Like this will be Toad will be Wolverine, and then
Yeah.
yeah, like Elephant will be like this. So that's I don't imagine him being like pocket size.
Okay, okay. Because I was getting that maybe you're doing like Ratata
No,
style,
no, no, no,
it's like
no.
microscopic.
That would make no sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But one of the places that we can see a little bit of how they behave, their speed, and the way they fight is actually in the comics. So you know what, guys? I'm gonna dig in to see if I can get a couple of panels of the comics, and we can kind of get some of that rab out of here.
Because I don't feel like it's rap. I think it's just like it makes the character a little more interesting. But okay, fine.
No, I agree. I agree. I agree. And we didn't talk about the other two battles.
That's because the other two battles are basically meaningless.
No,
Cobra
because I'm like,
beats Cobra beats Snake by a landslide, and then Toad barely shows up.
I don't understand what happened with Snake, because okay, Triple Threat Snake had such a strong backing last year that he was a really big challenger for us when we were supporting Toad, when we were pushing for Toad's victory. Once they battled, it was really tricky to kind of push forward because
Mhm.
the what do you call a group of snakes? What do you call a group of snakes?
Not sure. Let me look right quick. But yeah, continue. I'll go ahead.
Yeah, because the whatever cluster of snakes, the bouquet of snakes,
The bouquet. Uh,
the beautiful bouquet of snakes is really tough to beat. See, and Crystal says he's just not buff enough to defeat Cobra. Yeah, just look at those wiggly arms.
a
He
den
doesn't even
or
have
pit.
arms. They're just two mouths. Oh,
Apparently,
see.
you can call them a den, a pit, a bed, or even a nest.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
But I
And
do see Bambi Raptor. A slither would be dope.
yeah, so that would be pretty sick. But I do feel like in my mind's eye, in this battle, Cobra legitly devoured Snake, like
Yeah.
physically ate it or ripped an arm off or something.
See, like I imagine Snake to be like an actually kind of like a buff beast, like super really buff. While Cobra, I mean, no, backwards. Cobra being really buff, Snake being a little bit more slender. And in
Yeah.
this case, Cobra's coming along this huge victory, like, and just had no problem just going like
I
I
feel
imagine he grabbed one snake head in one hand, the other one in the other, and the third one on his neck, and he just crushed all three at the same time, and then Snake
for me, I feel like he like
melted
ripped
through.
the hand and ate it. I don't know why. Like when you see those snakes fight each other, they sometimes eat each other, and it's kind of scary to me.
That's true.
And I think that's what happened. Like in my battle of the mind.
But then you have a problem with eating monks. Yum, 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 yum.
Brutal. Yeah. And I
See,
think both of our interpretations of the battle were pretty messed up.
no, I'm telling you, like, and then Toad. Okay, I feel like Toad. This one was a battle of speed. Toad versus Jaguar, right? Because I feel like the reason why Toad kind of gets the upper hand is because he's very agile, right? So, but in this case, like Jaguar was able to match Toad pretty well.
Yeah,
Jaguar's
like
cunning.
their setup was a bit of a like their battleground was pretty much like a little bit of a jungle setting because they both can be found in the jungles. And there's a little bit of rap, but it was a really fun a mental fight on my side because you could see like that Toad would kind of leap onto the trees to kind of dodge an attack from Jaguar, but Jaguar could kind of like pounce from the ground to
Yeah,
the tree and back up because they're such skilled climbers. And it was just a wild fight. It was just a wild fight, and
and
it
I,
kept going back and forth, and I got really scared for a second.
and I feel like really what gave Toad the edge in this, just mental battle, it's his experience, the fact that he's fought
So
so
many
many
beats.
different beast to get to the top, right? He's had that experience of going all the way, while Jaguar really hasn't. So while they were matched in abilities very closely, it was that edge of experience that allowed Toad to just trap him, you know?
I love he was coming. He's like, Toad was a bit too slippery for a Jaguar's paws. It
See,
sure was.
now we're on the same page, baby. Now we're on the same page. Now you're in a completely mental scape, right?
And also, cane toads are poisonous. So, of course, it would win against the jaguar. Maybe that was his like last thing. It's like, okay, like protrude some of that goo. And in it, it just has poison. So it was like a little bit of like, it gets me out of the location and also inflicts some damage on the long term. You know, like when your
Yeah.
Pokemon gets poisoned and they're getting injured as they keep fighting.
Yep. Maybe Jaguar didn't even know he was touched, you know, like by the scale poisons, you know. Maybe every hit that Jaguar gave Toad, right, actually transferred a little bit of poison unbeknownst to Jaguar, right? So he was actually hurting himself. And at the end, while Jaguar was about to just crush Toad, he just went like and
Yes.
collapsed.
Because it was a very close battle. Toad was pretty hurt.
That said, we need to increase the Toad votes because this was
This is
pretty much
scary. I'm telling you, it's really hard to sit in the sidelines because I'm like, I am putting a little bit of effort on the side. I'm like, come on, guys, nudge, reminding it's voting time and my thumbs up, thumbs down stories. But I want to like reach out to everybody.
yeah. I want the champ to give a champ worthy battle. That's the
Same.
case.
I want him to, yeah, he's going to be fighting Icky in the next round. So that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. So in the next slide, right, we have the Elite Eight, and now we didn't have the slide for Octopus's battle and Shark and Carp, but this
We
is
just did
the
it.
one battle that I do have in my bracket is Carp versus Shark, and I do have Shark moving forward. You know,
So Crystal says that they're scrambling for votes, and she even asked her specialist at Ulta to vote for Sloth.
I went to the gym and I asked people. If you recall my stories, I shared one from the gym, and I was asking all the gym people to vote for Battle Beast. And I gotta say, some of them were very happy to do it. It was very, very cool.
Yeah, because I'm like, not a better place, not a better
Yeah,
place as for someone to join a competition, but that. And yes, it's Ulta Beauty, the makeup store.
yeah. So now predictions in terms just
Oh wait,
battle wise.
you did. I guess the other one didn't upload of the other battles that there occur, but there was.
Yeah,
Okay, so we
you
did
left
have Carp.
out you
We
left
had
out Bat.
Shark versus Pig. I have them on my phone, so we can just kind of chat about them before we
Okay.
move to Elite Eight. I feel like one of the savage ones was Shark versus Pig because Shark won with 70% and Pig lost at 30%. Like, I feel like the battle started at like a sea cliff, and once that sea cliff destabilized and they fell in the water, it was over for Pig.
No, I think that started in skating in a half pipe for skating, like an empty pool, and then
Uh-huh.
shark bit him, and then they were just swimming in pig blood, and that's it.
So messed up.
Yeah, I think that pig literally drowned on his own blood. I think that's what happened. Shark is not playing around, dude. Shark is
Yeah.
not playing around. Like
I feel like okay, like I feel like Pig's attitude is very like
loserish.
he's just like he doesn't have that much experience in battles, and he's
No.
fighting someone that's come to fight and come real close multiple times.
Yeah.
So he was like a noob versus an expert. It was over. He was
Yeah.
Yamcha. He was literally Yamcha.
But I feel like this battle.
Happy Rabbit's like Max attack.
Sorry.
His imagination's so mean, right? So
So the thing is that here's the deal. But the thing is that I feel like this brutality kind of paints a picture of who Shark is in my eyes. I think that Shark is very much a bully. You
Yeah,
know, I
for
think that
sure.
Shark is very much a bully and one that, and if you look at every story, right, there needs to be this one good guy that gets just destroyed,
And that was Pig.
and that
Pig
was
was
Pig.
that guy that completely got destroyed. I feel so bad for him. I was like, I did not think it was gonna be that bad.
Yeah, it was really. But then again, even Killer Carp kind of shadowed this because he said blood in the water when he posted because it was just like
You knew.
shark is a vicious beast. We know it, you know. So I feel like in this case, whoever whoever beats Shark, and by the way, I do not have Shark going all the way. No, not at all. It's going to be essentially a vengeance battle. You know,
Yeah.
avenging
They
everybody
were
who's
buddies with Pig, and they're like, "I'm gonna avenge my buddy." Because you're
exactly.
to Pig, and like, and you pan back to Pig in like the recovery room because he got so hurt, he's like unconscious now.
Think about Pig, like you said, like Yamcha. You know,
Yeah,
you remember how Yamcha just died? He has like that meme, just like yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what Pig's role was.
that
Now,
was.
how did Octopus do?
Let's see. We had Octopus versus Gator, and Octopus won 52%, and Gator lost at 48%. So it was a pretty close battle. There were a lot of like sucker marks on Gator and a lot of bite marks on Octopus by the end of that fight.
See, I feel like in this case, like just Gator couldn't shake off the strangling hold that was Octopus. It was just there. Octopus decided to hold on until he could no more, and we've seen
And I
that
feel
Godzilla
at that
can't be
time
feared
it was
left.
like a fight for what do you call it, like durability or
Oh,
endurance. It
endurance,
was
yeah,
an endurance battle, and even though Gator had a lot of the strength to try to push out some of them,
yeah.
there just too many tentacles to fight.
It's possible that even Gator ripped of some arms. You know, like it's possible that he got that bad,
I'm gonna
but
throw in some Rab over here too because Gator only has one heart while Octopus has three.
it could be. Yeah, you're right. Dang, yeah. So the battles with Octopus are always interesting because like the there's many ways that Octopus can win, but strangling is definitely one of the most uh,
Common.
common one thought. Like if you were a writer, right? If you were a comic book writer and you were trying to get that scene out, like that would be kind of like the default. Like One Punch Man needs Saitama needs to punch, right?
Hmm.
So you really have to get creative with those type of battles. Now, Iggy, how did Iguana get to the Elite Eight?
Well, Iggy went ahead and took a couple of chumps out of a spider.
Hmm.
And Kiwi does have a question. It says, "Do you know if anyone's campaigning for Rabbit?" I was having this discussion with Killer Carp off the air, and not sure if anyone's currently campaigning, but we do have a lot of people who are like die-hard Rabbit fans because he was one of the beasts that a lot of people had as kids. And it's one of the ones that's mainly like used like in advertising and stuff for
Hmm.
Battle Beast. So it's one of the most recognizable ones. So people do like him. So I think it's more easy for a lot of people to just gravitate towards Rabbit.
And I think that Rabbit is one of those that has a really clean design. Like, it's very easy to kind of like gravitate and you look at, oh, wow, this looks really cool. So it's like Bat. Bat looks so cool. Like, I know it's annoying that he wins all the time, but that's
I
because
know.
he has such a really cool design. And I feel like, to be honest, Sloth kind of falls in that same thing, like same group as Rabbit. Like, they're very cool looking, very straightforward to just kind of say, oh yeah, sure, this translates super well. It's not like Giraffe. It's kind of difficult to picture Giraffe. You
That's
know.
true. Yeah,
Now,
but Iggy did defeat Spider, had 59% and Spider to 41%. It was a close battle, but at the end of the day, Iggy went ahead and used his mighty sword to chop up a few of those spider legs.
yeah, I can imagine Iggy being able to camouflage as well, even though the iguanas don't really camouflage. But
Mhm.
again, no rab, right? So
No Rab,
maybe
because he's
why
not a
not?
chameleon.
Why not? You know.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
and then Bat. Who did
Maybe
Bat?
he has that setting in his armor. Maybe he has put some settings in his armor to
Oh,
allow
that's
him to cloak
true.
because they do modify their armors. If you look from one beast to the other, they're slightly different based on their needs. Like I can see Octopus has some other things on it to kind of support not
Hmm.
only breathing outside for long periods of time, but also to keep him hydrated with some like salt water and stuff running through the system.
That's actually, yeah, you're right. You know what? He may have the ability of multiple lizards into his armors.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
that's
I
so
feel like the
cool.
spikes on the shoulders may have a little bit of the poison you see in Komodo's dragon's mouth, and he's able to like, that's
Cool.
like I feel like he has all the abilities of other like lizards
Dude, that is so crazy.
built
Like,
into his sick armor.
and he could also have like regeneration from from geckos, for instance. That is so crazy. So, like, we can imagine, right? Like, Iki the Iguana being one of the champions of the reptile world, but he collected DNA traits for like all of his past victims, and consequently he's able to use them, unlike Gator, who relies primarily on his brute strength.
Exactly. And then now I kind of want to look back and who else he has defeated and what new skills he has added to his armor based on this year's battles.
But the DNA should have to kind of like match its own
A little bit.
reptilian DNA
Yeah,
type of,
that's true.
yeah, yeah.
That's true.
So, oh dude, we're kind of like, so are we saying that Iki's also very smart, like a scientist engineer type of deal? That's pretty cool. I like where this is going. Anyways,
And
Bat, who did Bat defeat?
bat, let me see. Do I have bat? I have carp, and he defeated crab.
Yeah, but Bat.
Bat, let me see. I
Bat
don't think
defeats everyone.
I cared for bat, so I didn't take a screenshot.
Um, well, whatever. Supersonic attack, hook to the face, slashed with
Oh,
um.
buffalo, buffalo. He completely destroyed buffalo.
It's true.
It was currently the scores at 7:08 p.m.
Mhm.
for that battle was 113 for bat and 64 for buffalo.
Like, I think that if Bat is able to successfully blind any one of his opponents, he would have the upper hand no matter what, right? So maybe that's part of the strategy. I also pictured Bat to be in the same kind of like size as Toad, like being among the shorter beasts.
I feel like bat has like a special move where he can darken the zone that he's working that
Oh,
he's
like
like.
Akuma?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
dude.
what I feel like. For me, it's like video game style. He goes and like he does his special, and like as he flies up, the entire place just gets dark, and then he can just boom, 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 knock him out, and then when the lights come
Oh,
back, you just see like buffalo, like, ugh.
I like that. Dude, now you put in my head that there needs to be a video game based on
That's
Battle.
what I'm thinking. I'm telling. That's what I've been thinking since I've been watching this. In my mind, it's been like a Street Fighters, uh, what's it called, Capcom versus Marvel kind of fight.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool. Dang. I think, dude, get on it, everybody. If there's anybody game developer, you don't have to use specifically Battle Beast, or heck, go ahead, Hasbro. We dare you. Make a video game based on Battle Beast.
Dude, even if it's just a phone one, like, have you seen Godzilla like battle line? That thing's awesome. It uses
Indeed.
like 50% of the memory of your phone, but it's totally worth it.
Now, this is what we had last week, guys. We had Snake versus Elephant for me.
Look,
Again, that ship has sailed completely. And I do have Toad versus Shark, and I do want this to happen because I want Toad to take down Shark because he's done it already.
and in the past, that was the finals last
It was
year.
a final, correct? And
And it was
now,
so difficult for my spouse and I to find gummy sharks so we can go ahead and make the whole video of the victory of it raining gummy sharks on Toad.
and so there is only one person or one beast who can avenge Pig. That's Toad. But if where Toad should Toad fail, like I have here, should
Yeah,
Toad,
I can see
should
that.
Toad fail, I think Sloth can come in and do the job,
We
and
really
that
need to
would be
campaign
epic.
hard for Sloth because his side of the bracket is nonsense.
Yeah, like I feel like if we have Shark versus Sloth, the ultimate, the ultimate bully against the ultimate.
Good
Oh,
guy.
this is just gonna be a bloodbath type of battle. It's gonna be so
No,
easy,
it will
and
not.
Sloth wins. Woo! Retire Shark after that, man.
I'm
Retire
telling you,
Shark.
Sloth needs to rise to victory. And Voting starts in 6 hours as of this live being currently live. I will go ahead and put the link to Killer Carp's stories as soon as he makes the voting available. And follow us on Instagram at Porcelain Piggy, Max and Mighty Max Toys, so you can get links to the battle if you don't already follow Killer Carp. And if you don't follow Killer Carp, you should totally do it right now.
Yeah, it's freaking amazing, and it's freaking amazing year round too. And by the way, he's gonna be, coming back. So definitely subscribe so that you can get, notified for when we actually go live again, which is pretty much every Saturday. Okay. Now, any last thoughts from you, our audience, anybody else about Battle Beast? Is there anything else that needs to be said before we transition into WonderCon?
Nothing else said, but Godspeed to all our heroes.
I know. I can't wait. Honestly, like I said, I will be campaigning for Sloth. And guess what? Today, right,
There's an event.
is there's an event, and I have stickers. And it could be that I offer a sticker for both.
That's a great offer.
May the best beast win. Now, WonderCon. Where is WonderCon? Well, it's happening right here in California in the Anaheim Convention Center, quite literally across from Disneyland. Now, the problem is that it is raining, which means that if you're wearing a cosplay made out of cardboard, you are out of luck. If you are wearing a full body or a fursuit, that thing is getting heavy and heavy and heavier and heavier for every rain that it accumulates. Not even mentioning that they may get ruined, right? If it gets too moist. In addition to that, we also have
Act unsafe.
the qualm that there's a lot of comic events, and transporting comics in the rain may lead to undesirable situations. There we go. We got a cost.
It's partially working. I have to paint it. But then my favorite part is my lance arm.
That is so awesome.
I have to paint them. This is a base coat.
How are
But
you gonna
yeah.
paint them? Spray painting?
No, just regular acrylic.
Regular paint? Okay. That looks so dope.
I'm telling you, I don't need this arm anymore. I wish it was a lance all year round.
That is awesome. Now, what to do in WonderCon? What to do if you're going? The tickets are only about $60, like 54, 55 with plus tax for the day pass. Now, this is it's from the same family as Comic Con, which means that they try to be like the upper echelon of conventions, like the ones that are fancy, much more organized. They can get better guests, better events, and the shows. For example, you're going to have the X-Men fandom panel. You're going to have all the voices from the X-Men 97 show who are there, or at least most of them. So it would be a pretty good opportunity if you're enjoying the show to kind of talk to the producers of the show, etc., and see where their imagination comes from. Because if you haven't watched it, it's actually a really good show in which they are kind of tidying up the X-Men storyline, because the X-Men storyline is incredibly convoluted. It is sometimes incredibly unfulfilling because it's been going on for so long, and so many people have had their hand on it, try to fix it, try to kind of like modify it so it's muddled, like it's very rough. So this is kind of creating a smooth version of the whole thing, which I actually appreciate. So I'm game for whatever they do at the moment. There's 3 episodes, 1, 2, 3, right? So please, if you haven't done it and you want to get a taste of nostalgia, we're talking about like Saturday morning cartoons, go watch it. It's super, super good. I am caught up and I absolutely love it.
If you're into some romance drama.
My wife was literally going like out loud, and in the last episode she was actually crying.
Oh.
So I definitely cannot recommend it enough. Now right here you have the list of episodes It's going to go March 27th, April 3rd, April 10th, April 17th, week to week until the season finale in May. Okay. So there's a lot of X-Men coming your way, which is really, really cool. And you can catch them at WonderCon. Chew, have you seen it?
I have seen snippets of it. I have seen all the like little drama snippets that are floating around online. I have access to it, but I'm trying to compile a few because I get this like itch to kind of just like marathon it, you know. I'm like I just want to watch the whole thing. And so currently I am watching an anime. I'm watching Nana, and I'm trying to finish that. And once I'm done with it, then I'll jump into X-Men.
Yeah. And what about you guys in the chat? Has anybody watched it? If you do like it, let us know. What's your favorite episode out of the three that have been aired up so far? And if you didn't grow up with X-Men and you're just like, because there's a lot of people who, love X-Men, but they really don't care for the show. Like Robo from Robo Don't Know. He's a huge X-Men fan, like huge X-Men fan, but he never watched the show. He never really got into it. So like it's perfectly fine to be an X-Men fan and not be into the show.
But if you're into Star Wars, watch the Bad Batch.
That's
It's
true.
so good. It is so good. New episodes every Wednesday. I am caught up with that.
I am letting Star Wars also be the next concept here. And I'm glad you mentioned it. Look, we are so perfectly transitioning between slides here.
We didn't even look at the slides together.
I know, because you know what? The voice for Ahsoka is going to be at WonderCon doing panels, doing signatures. So if you're a huge fan of Star Wars, right, the voice is going to be there and you can talk to them. She did a panel, I think it was yesterday, and I think she's going to be signing today. So again, if you're a Star Wars fan, WonderCon is a nice place to be. They have a lot of high-profile guests, not just Ahsoka.
And I've heard some really great things about people that have met her. So, you get a very positive experience. She does care for her fans, and she does love her role as Ahsoka. And then we also have a few comments from Bambi Raptor. She said that she watched the show as a kid, but did not get invested in it. This is for the X-Men show. And then Star Wars, the original trilogy for her. Girl, you need to watch Clone Wars. This is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, because Clone Wars is literally, while it is an investment, it is scary because it's a lot of shows, a lot of episodes. The show, it makes everything so much more rich. And honestly, like Phantom Menace, it gives you an appreciation for it. It's actually much better. Now, we are in the same camp about anything with Rey does not exist to me. It's just wild.
Yep. It's gone.
Now, the other thing about WonderCon is that because it is such a high-profile event, it's also kind of summoning everybody in the community, at least in my neck of the woods. We got Unparalleled Universe going, and I think it's going to be there the whole weekend. We also have MCU Collector. We also have Art with Toys, Playing with Myself. All of these people who photograph toys, they do news, they do podcasts, they do shows, and they're all a giant crew, and they're going to be there, so you guys can just hang out. It's like one of the coolest things. And now the Mystery Man Toy Biz is also going to be at the con the entire weekend, so you can actually catch him. He notoriously never appears on his videos, never appears on his social media at all. So if you do want to meet him, that's a perfect opportunity, although I don't know how you would recognize him.
Panel, I guess? Is he doing any panels? Or is he just walking around?
No, he's going to be in panels. Like, for example, right here, it says WonderCon 2024, Saturday itinerary, YouTube live stream of the McFarlane Toys official panel at 12 p.m. Pacific, meaning that at 12, he's going to be sitting down on the booth with his camera broadcasting the McFarlane Toys panel. He also is going to have a YouTube live stream with the Hasbro panel, meaning that you have a huge array of big industry folks at WonderCon. So if you want to go talk to the people from Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe, they're all there, So again, $57 if you want to go.
Oh, that's not bad.
But that's WonderCon. If you want
to save that money for buying toys right away, you can just go to a free event. Toys of the Universe Torrents.
So today is, and I reached out to Tony, by the way, earlier today to see if he wanted to join the live. And I asked him, like, hey, you want to pop in just a little really quickly just to promote your event and let them know that even though it's raining and it's wind and it's cold, the event will be going on, right? that the event is there, and he said, I'm busy because right
Yeah,
now
he's setting it up.
he's
Yeah.
putting it up, and for the first time ever, they're actually going to have a hall, right?
Yes.
An actual, I think it's a dance hall, event hall, which is actually across the street, guys. It's not
Yeah, it's like
that far.
walking distance.
Literally, you cross the street, you cross two streets, and it's there, right? And I gotta say, it's funny how Fortune, Fortune just smiles upon Tony, you know, because up until now, Toy Mania 1 through 5 have been outside of his venue, right? Which means that all of his vendors would have gotten soaked, rained out today, right? Because everybody just, it's in an alley, right? And very few of them have actual tarps, right? So everybody would have had a terrible time. Toy Mania 6 would have been canceled. But Tony, our boy, is ahead of the game, and for that reason, he's going to have his event and everybody's going to be completely dry,
Yeah,
right?
but it's taken care of. He looks after not only the people that show up, but also his vendors.
Yeah. So again, go to Toy Mania number 6. There isn't a special guest today, but I guess, in my opinion, the biggest guest you can have there is Tony himself. And definitely, if you stop by, thank him for doing the event, for continuing to grow, right? For not being complacent, for saying, okay, let's make this bigger and better, bigger and better every single time. Okay, I will be going. I will be there since we're not watching Godzilla X Kong this
Today,
today.
those were our plans for today. Mighty Max is supposed to drive to my area, but the storm made it kind of dangerous for that to happen. So we decided to stick around in our own little corners of LA.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's okay. There's going to be better things for us to do and more coverage for you guys. So if you're going, let us know because it's going to be super duper interesting. Now, there are other events that are happening today. One of them is actually, it's at 11 a.m., right? You still have 1 hour to go and meet
Now,
Ray Frank at Toy Depot. Okay.
yes.
Now, Toy Depot closed its doors in the old location, and now it's only at Whittier. So definitely go to Whittier, Toy Depot on Whittier. You can definitely meet her. Now, who is Jenna Ray Frank, you may say? Well, she's the daughter of Jason David Frank, okay, who is the Green Ranger. Okay.
Mhm.
So I guess the love that the fans have for the Green Ranger is so big that it just kind of pours into his daughter to the point that
Hmm.
people are willing
Has
to
she
go
been
and
a Power Ranger at any
nope,
point?
nope.
Oh.
She's again, she's definitely a she was her dad's right hand, you know,
Mhm.
drove him everywhere, went to cons with him, was with him on the set of JDM's last project, which is The Legend of the White Dragon. And she actually appears on the movie. She's not the titular character, but she
Mhm.
does have a an acting credit role on it, right?
Okay.
But it's quite literally just like the fandom. The fandom goes to meet her because her dad is not around, you know?
Mhm.
And this girl has been around the Power Rangers pretty much all her life. There's if you go to her Instagram profile, you will see that she has pictures with everyone when she was just a baby in the set. It was crazy. So I guess people go for the stories, you know.
Okay.
But it is exciting to see that in the future she may be the one who takes on the role of a Green Ranger, which we never had a Green Ranger that's a female before, you know.
And I feel like the fandom would truly accept her.
Oh yeah. So there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of possibilities, and it's all right now. It's up to whoever owns the Power Rangers license to kind of make it happen because it would be like in my eyes, the next big things in Power Rangers. You know?
Yeah, and it'd be really cool for her to be able to carry the mantle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And honestly, I don't think it's all that difficult to be part of, you know, Power Rangers lores when you have such a great background. So I hope it happens at some point. Right now she is an adult. She's at the best age, I think. for training, for doing all the stunts, etc.
Yeah.
So it needs to be sooner rather than later. You know. Now, the other thing is, and I'll leave this up to you.
So we've been looking far and wide to multiple theaters, AMC, Cinemark, Regency, you name it, even the tiny ones that like don't have a name yet. We've been looking around and it doesn't seem like the buddy cup, the double zipper, double zipper, cup, it does not exist. Or at least nobody was brave enough to accept that in their theaters. They feared the amount of soda that will be used to after purchasing it. And I was like, guys, you already dilute your soda. So it's okay. Just add more water. So our boy, or add more ice. So
Or just
everybody can
drink
handle
water
it.
out of it.
Yeah. So for me, I'm just really sad at the fact that the only images that we have of this cup are those. The ones that they were like, oh, these are the possible products that will be available for the movie. And honestly, out of all the products, this is one of the ones I really, really wanted. And I'm just very sad, you know, I'm very sad that we don't have access to it.
Even though,
And
like, legitimately, this is like the cheapest item possible. You like, it's the regular old cup that you slapped on whatever image you have of the movie. Call it a day. You know, it
but
seems like
the magical thing is its size and the two straws. You know, your best friend. It's for you and your best friend. Like, how do you not create that? Because I'm like, these besties are fighting together, and the best way to express a best friend relationship would be with this cup. So I feel
yeah,
like they dropped
I'm there with you, but
very
it's
disappointed.
I don't know. It's a little unsatisfying too that we never actually got a shot of like how it looks inside. We never know if
I
there's a divider
know.
for the two drinks or if there is just one general drink across the board, or if you can split them, put them back together. Those just don't know. That cup is so elusive
It's a
right
cup of
now.
legends now. It's kind of like a chalice that of immortality. We need to find it so we can gain Godzilla and King Kong's powers to like mix together.
Yeah. And speaking of the movie, right? This is the Rotten Tomatoes has gotten. And now, I know we know that Rotten Tomatoes is not like the be all end all of movie reviews, but it is a pretty cool indicator of what fans like. And audience scored 92, meaning that people are willing to say, we don't care that makes no sense. We don't care that there is a lanky Kong suddenly or a baby Kong out of nowhere or that King Kong has a random gauntlet, you know,
Yeah.
or that Godzilla is pink. We just want to see them fight, okay? And that's pretty much all we care about. So I want to watch it now simply for the lulz because I know it's going to be hilarious.
It's gonna be so fun. I still want to watch it. I'm still waiting for it. I'm still waiting to watch it. It's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be a good laugh. It's gonna be nonsense.
Now, the one thing I've been hearing is that this is, even though the movie is Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, the movie is basically Kong's the sequel. Like the main character is King
It's
Kong.
fun. Yeah.
Godzilla plays a supporting role. Like Godzilla's not the titular character. Okay, so like if you're there for a Godzilla film, this may not be the one for you. Godzilla plays a supporting role, not the main character here. Unfortunately, even though it has top billing.
Yeah, because nobody's just gonna come watch Kong again.
No, because
Nobody's here for Kong anymore.
Kong is monkey.
Kong is monkey.
And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
all he's got for himself.
yeah, again, and they made him interesting by giving him a freaking gauntlet this time around. I'm like,
And the
okay,
child, they're like, oh, what can make people come back to see Kong? It's like, let's give him a gauntlet. Let's give him a child.
yeah. I'm
And
just
let's
glad.
have him have an enemy
Yeah, let me
to
have
himself.
another crown. Yeah, like this is if imagine you if at any point there's an earthquake and suddenly there's a giant ape. You already don't like monkeys.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
No, thank you. I don't want that.
Porcelain Pig is worst nightmare is Planet of the Apes.
Yes. Oh God, disgusting.
Now, going from something disgusting to something that fills your heart, let's talk about Furbies. Tell me about them. What's going on?
So we do have news about a new Furblet 2-pack release. And this is supposed to be like a nice Furby, which is May May, and then like a greeny meanie Furby that's supposed to be a little bit mean, which is the green, black, and white one.
Uh huh.
And it's really interesting that all of a sudden, like they did create this 2-pack, and these two are only available in the 2-pack, but the other Furblets are now also available in 2-packs.
Oh,
But we already own those, so we don't have to worry about those. You
okay.
only if you already purchased all the other Furblets, you're good.
Ah,
And
me.
yeah, so I know it's been confusing. I've had a few like Furby collectors post that, oh, this is a new release once, but it's exactly the same names as the very first wave of Furblets. So it's just them being released in 2-packs. So don't be confused. If you already have them, you got them. The only new ones will be Mimi and Greeny Meanie, and they're already available for pre-order in Amazon.
Now, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that you will get these no matter what at some point.
Yes.
Where are they retailing? Can you buy them anywhere else? Because
I,
yours, you found that Walmart, good old
yes.
Walmart.
Ugh, ugh. Yes, I found mines at Walmart, but currently these are only available through the Amazon pre-order because Hasbro has its own like store inside of Amazon.
Okay.
So that's why they're dropping them there first, and most likely they will be found in Walmarts and Targets again.
Hmm.
But we don't know if it might be like an online exclusive, just like the tie dye Furby ones.
Gotcha. Now, what has been the overall reaction of fans to the Furblets? Have they accepted them? Do they like them? Or is it
They
just
like
something that.
them.
Mhm.
They like them because although okay, you might see them in the store and you'll be like, "Meh." But then when you actually hold one, they're extremely adorable. They
Hmm.
literally are small enough to fit in the palm of your hand. And it makes you feel like you need to take care of them and like guard them from all evil.
Because I actually never held one, and you've never brought one in on camera. You know?
I have not, because mines are still mint in box. The reason why I have held one is because I was in the toy aisles at CVS and some brutal being, had ripped open the box of one cute little furblet and left them thrown on the floor. And I was like, I didn't even know CVS carried them. I was like, do they even carry them? Did somebody like drop a furblet from like their backpack that it was hanging on or what? So I picked them up and I was walking around and I found the pieces of the box. And I was like, who would do this to you, furblet? Who would do this to you? So I went and took him to the friend and told them, it's like, hey, by the way, there's a lot of open toys in the toy aisle. Somebody has like had a feast with them, but I'm bringing you this one to a friend. I'm like, and that's it.
Oh,
So I was
that's
like, I cannot buy him again and have two versions of the same one. But I was like, here, take care of him. I felt
so
like
you have,
Quasimodo's mother.
so you haven't even opened yours. That's wild.
I know, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm gonna open them, but I'm still waiting because they look so pretty in their display box. Because I know I'm gonna find some at the thrift store later, so I don't want to open mine. I just want to thrift some open ones.
Mm. Okay, okay, not too bad. Now, the last bit of news we have is this sad cup from TJ Maxx, and we're gonna ask your help, chat. If you guys are in TJ Maxx for any reason, and go to the cup aisle, I know it's asking a lot. Because
Yeah.
TJ Maxx, number one, why would you want to go to TJ Maxx? And number two, why would you go to the freaking kitchen section? I know it sucks, it's terrible. I hate going there,
Then
but
you just get your olives from there.
it's awful, you know. But check if they have these cups. These cups are so sad, but they are legit, right?
Yeah, they are legit. They are Hasbro brand, and they were released in 2023. But again, Hasbro is really terrible at dropping its product for Furby, so we don't know when, where they were initially pushed out. We don't know if they were a Walmart exclusive at one point. We don't know if they were maybe supposed to come out also for Valentine's Day at Walmart because we never saw them. I did visit Walmart to see if there was anything Easter related for Furbies, but they actually did a Furby bag or basket for what's it called, Valentine's Day. So they didn't push anything out that was Furby for Easter. but these ones have appeared in TJ Maxx in Texas.
Mm.
Um, and it's really like for me, it just makes me a little upset to see that it's being sold by an employee of TJ Maxx. And if you look at the actual posts in Mercari, they have pretty much hoarded all the ones that are in the store, and they're just holding on to them, kind of put them on the box on the side, list them online, and as they sell, they ship them. So I'm like, dude,
And
messed up.
what's the price? What's the price of selling them for?
20 with $7 shipping.
Whole 20?
So I'm
I
like,
think they're supposed to be like $6, right? 6 or 5.
exactly. They're usually like 7.99. TJ Maxx mugs are usually 7.99, like 9.99, the like most expensive ones
Mhm.
that are shaped as characters. I know people have been hunting, like some character shaped ones have been dropping at TJ Maxx. We had a Scooby Doo one that's like amazing, and I am kind of in the hunt for that one as well. But yes, thank you, Crystal, for being on the hunt for this one. Because although it looks like he's crying to be put out of his misery, it is
Yeah.
a very adorable Furby mug.
It's not really a yeah.
Yeah,
I do it all the
and she
time. I
says that
hate the TJ Maxx
yeah, she
scalpers.
says that they do it all the time, and that she hates TJ Maxx home good scalpers. Yeah, like I looked at this person's. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I kind of went out at them, and I went and told her, I went and told TJ Maxx like TJ Maxx cares, but because this person was not only photographing them, but they also photographed their own personal water bottle next to it with their name and the
Oh
na-
my
and
God.
the and we know their location because their Mercari name is actually their location. So I'm
Hmm.
like, big brain over here, big brain over here, like
Oh yeah, it's
hiding
totally
all their
cheap.
stuff. And every single item on their sale page is TJ Maxx related item. So it's like
Mm.
we know where their inventory comes from.
Now, if you feel like it is a rainy day today and you don't want to go DJ Maxx to hunt for a Furby bug, right? And you just want to stay home, read, or maybe go to a comic book shop, I must shout out my local comic book shop. Not the comic book, amazing comics up in Long Beach. I love it. They give me the best discounts. They give you a 10% off if you have a pool list over there. And today they're actually having a sale for books and toys. And they're having a pretty goddamn good sale. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about going to see what they have
Ooh.
on sale because they also run kind of parallel events. If they know people are going to be in the area for WonderCon, they're going to make deals available for you. Um, they are an amazing store. They're very small and minimum. The store is huge, but
These guys were big, yeah.
yeah, the store is huge, but
That's
it's
like
just
two
like
sections.
it's a small business. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not
Yeah,
like
it's
a
a small
chain.
business, big store, and honestly, they always do have what I'm looking for. I
Yep.
look for it here out in the valley. I've looked in other locations in Culver City, and when I can't find the comic that I'm following or that I'm looking for, I usually go to Amazing Comics, and they will have it.
And the lineup of that entire commercial area is pretty tops. You have a pizza joint right next to it called Daily News Pizza. Big shout out
You
to
can
them.
just buy your comics and then go eat some pizza while reading.
Yeah, and they have lunch specials. They also have Trader Joe's if you want to do a little shopping. They also have a big Five Below,
Yes.
which Porcelain Piggy swears by.
And
I know. They have a Target there as well. So if you want to stop by, definitely look them up. And if you're heading back down to the South Bay, you can also stop by Goods on Orange on the way because it is all connected, guys. It's one big network, one happy family of support. You know? That said, is there anything else that we want to talk about?
I think that's it. I think that's all we got for today. We did cover a lot of ground. I'm glad that we were able to kind of revisit some of the slides that we had kind of just chucked out the window because we honestly had such a
Yeah.
good time with the carp. And we'll try to get him for next week so we can talk. I don't know if it'll be what like would the finals happen during the week? I don't know. The speed of this tournament is going so fast. So we'll chat up with him and see if maybe we'll have him after the final or if it's we're gonna have the perfect timing and go slightly before but
Absolutely.
after
So
the like elite eight.
I think whichever time he feels like would actually translate better for a storyline, because as we know, Killer Carp is very passionate about Battle Beast, and its passion is so big that it kind of gravitates towards us, and it just sucks us right in.
Yes.
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna curse you with this because you made it happen. I'm just following it through.
Oh my goodness. Well, with that, I think that's it. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's pretty much it. I have been looking for Street Fighter toys all across Targets, and so far having no luck. So if you find Doll Zim or M Bison, let me know. I will. I have PayPal ready, baby.
You
Um,
know what? I'm gonna go hunt for them today because it looks like the rain has stopped. The sun's slightly coming out on my side. I'm gaining some light, and there's this one section that has like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, Michaels. Well, not Ross. I mean Target, Michaels, and a bunch of other stuff. So most likely I'll hit up to look for your stuff and also look for my stuff.
got it. All right. In that case, we'll catch you guys next week, same time, same hour, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely tell your friends if you enjoy the show and you feel like somebody else may enjoy it. That it's not typically within our sphere, especially as we're campaigning for sloth, right? Let
Exactly.
them
Don't
know
forget.
about our show, the hub for sloth.
Bye, everyone. Stay dry out there. Be safe and have lots of fun. Bye.
Bye.